Season 3 begins with the Fallout world standing at the edge of chaos. The trailer immediately makes it clear the days of scattered skirmishes and isolated dangers are over. The factions that once existed in uneasy balance are now mobilizing for large-scale conflict, and the stakes have never been higher. The new California Republic, still recovering from previous wars, is preparing for an onslaught unlike anything they've faced before. Meanwhile, the Brotherhood of Steel shows a far more aggressive stance than before. Their technology and military might ready to tip the scales in brutal ways. And lurking in the shadows, the Enclave manipulates events with cold precision, plotting moves that could wipe out entire populations without ever revealing themselves. Every corner of the wasteland feels alive with tension. Every vault, town, and settlement teeters on the edge of destruction. What makes this season terrifying is how deliberate the threats are. This isn't random violence or chaotic encounters, it's strategic, systemic, and horrifyingly effective. The trailer highlights moments where entire cities are reshaped by conflict, where hope is extinguished in seconds, and where survival is not guaranteed for anyone, no matter their skill, strength, or alliances. Lucy's journey alone feels more perilous than ever. No longer shielded by innocence or the safety of her vault, she's stepping into a world where every decision could cost lives, not just hers, but those she cares about. Maximus, the embodiment of courage and knighthood, faces his own reckoning. The trailer frames him not just as a fighter, but as a symbol of resistance against overwhelming odds. He must navigate a wasteland that punishes heroism as often as it rewards it. And the ghoul, still searching for his family, is entering Colorado, a land scarier than Vegas, where danger lurks behind every shadow and survival may demand sacrificing morality itself. The trailer doesn't waste time showing calm or reprieve. Instead, it presents a relentless tension, a sense that the wasteland itself is conspiring against anyone who dares to hope. Scarcity, manipulation, and betrayal are not side threats, they are the foundation of this world. And while past seasons explored survival, Season 3 explores consequence. Every action has weight. Every faction is driven by purpose, yet purpose doesn't guarantee safety. The trailer perfectly captures this feeling. Weapons aren't just brandished, they are tools in a broader war. Leaders aren't just commanding, they are making impossible decisions, sacrificing morality for strategy and forcing others to pay the price. And the fear isn't limited to battlefields. The psychological tension, the looming distrust between allies, and the looming threat of technology mind control, surveillance, and hidden experiments create a world where danger isn't always visible, but it's always present. It's a wasteland designed to break people from the inside out. And every character in the trailer, from Lucy to Maximus to the ghoul, is being tested to the limits of humanity. This is a world where survival alone isn't enough. You must navigate trust, loyalty, and betrayal while constantly questioning whether hope is worth the cost. And the trailer communicates this with brutal clarity. The war isn't coming, it's already here, and nothing will ever be the same again. Every shadow in the wasteland feels loaded with potential threats. Every pause in action feels like a countdown to catastrophe. Factions clash not just for territory, but for dominance. Morality is constantly in question, and the characters are forced to adapt or perish. Season 3 is setting the stage for a conflict that's bigger, darker, and more consequential than anything Fallout has ever shown before. And for the audience, the trailer makes one truth painfully clear: no one is safe, and every decision matters. The stakes aren't just global, they're personal. Lives, families, and entire factions hang in. Lucy's journey in Season 3 feels heavier, darker, and far more dangerous than anything she has faced before. The trailer immediately hints that she is no longer the same girl who once wandered the vaults in search of answers. Trauma, betrayal, and the harsh realities of the wasteland have left their mark, and you can see it in every tense glance, every measured movement. Her choices are no longer guided by hope alone. They are tempered by necessity, survival, and the painful understanding that trust can be fatal. The trailer makes it clear that Lucy is stepping into a war where morality is a luxury, not a given. Her body and mind are under siege. The subtle hints of mutation or infection creeping in, possibly from exposure to radiation or experiments, add another layer of tension. Each frame teases the terrifying possibility that Lucy may have to sacrifice not just her mission, but her humanity to survive. And this is where Season 3 becomes more than just an action story. It becomes a study in resilience under impossible circumstances. The wasteland itself seems almost alive, almost sentient, testing Lucy at every turn. Every encounter with other factions, every run-in with mutants or raiders, is not just a fight. It's a moral puzzle, a question of who can be saved, who must be abandoned, and who can be trusted at all. And the trailer does an excellent job of showing that this world does not forgive mistakes. Small missteps lead to catastrophic consequences. Lucy's interactions with other characters are fraught with tension because every person she meets is either an ally whose loyalty is uncertain or an enemy capable of devastating action. Even seemingly minor players could tip the balance of survival, reminding us that in Season 3, no one is untouchable, and no outcome is guaranteed. Beyond physical danger, Lucy faces the emotional weight of her choices. Influence all create a sense of inescapable pressure. The trailer subtly emphasizes these dynamics, showing moments where Lucy must make split-second decisions with enormous repercussions. And it isn't just about fighting external enemies. She must also confront the internal conflicts that threaten to consume her. Does she cling to her humanity in a world that punishes kindness, or does she embrace a harsher survival instinct? The trailer suggests that this question will be central to her arc, making Lucy not just a survivor but a moral compass for the audience to follow. Or question what makes her story terrifying is that there is no safety net. The vaults that once offered shelter, the communities that once provided hope, are now battlegrounds for control, scarcity, and obedience. Steph's rise to power through Phase 2 introduces a new systemic danger, one that transforms the vaults from protective shelters into crucibles of fear. Lucy must navigate this landscape while under constant threat, balancing the lives of those she cares about with the impossible demands of survival. And the trailer makes it clear, failure is not an option, but success comes with costs that may haunt her forever. The wasteland amplifies every fear, magnifies every danger, and leaves no room for hesitation. Raiders, mutants, and rogue factions aren't just obstacles, they are living symbols of the world's brutality, each encounter carrying weight far beyond physical harm. And even outside the immediate violence, the psychological pressure of constant surveillance, manipulation, and mind control technology weighs heavily on her. The trailer suggests that these systems are now widespread, systemic, and inescapable, ensuring that Lucy's battles are both external and internal. What makes this section of the trailer so powerful is its focus on stakes that are not just about life or death, but about identity, morality, and the enduring question of what it means to survive in a world that actively punishes the human spirit. Lucy is no longer just fighting for herself, she is fighting for the remnants of hope, for the possibility of a future that may not even exist. Every scene in the trailer communicates the relentless pressure of this environment. Every shadow, every silence, every threat reinforces the idea that Season 3 will be unflinching, unrelenting, and unapologetically dark. The audience can feel the tension, the weight of decisions, and the unbearable anticipation of what comes next. And yet, despite the looming dread, there is a spark of defiance in Lucy. It is subtle but undeniable, a willingness to stand, to fight, and to question the rules of a world that seems designed to crush her spirit. That spark may be the only thing capable of surviving the wasteland's next chapter, and the trailer makes it clear that Season 3 will test it like never before. Every interaction Lucy has, every decision she makes, and every enemy she faces will push her closer to the edge. And when she reaches that edge, the audience is left wondering not just whether she will survive, but what kind of person she will become when the dust settles. The trailer doesn't shy away from these questions. It embraces them. And in doing so, it creates a tension that is palpable, almost suffocating. Exactly the kind of suspense that makes Fallout more than a game or a story, but a world that grips your imagination and refuses to let go. Maximus has always been the heart of courage in the wasteland, but Season 3 is taking his journey to a whole new level. The trailer shows him standing alone against overwhelming odds, armor battered, shield cracked, and yet unyielding. He is no longer just a soldier following orders. He is a symbol of leadership, resilience, and moral choice in a world that punishes both. Every movement he makes carries weight, and every decision has consequences that ripple across the wasteland. The chaos surrounding him is intentional, almost surgical, as if the wasteland itself is testing his limits. Death is everywhere, not just in the form of raiders or mutants, but in the moral dilemmas he is forced to face. Who lives, who dies, and who must be sacrificed? All of it lands on him. And the trailer emphasizes that Maximus is no longer shielded by luck or circumstance. He must adapt or perish. His reunion with Lucy at the end of the trailer is brief, tense, and full of unspoken stakes. It is a moment that reminds us that personal bonds in this world are fragile, and trust is a currency more dangerous than any weapon. Maximus's heroism is not without cost. The trailer teases moments where he faces overwhelming odds, forced into situations where brute force alone will not save him. Every choice is strategic, and every pause carries the potential for disaster. It's clear that the creators are emphasizing the brutality of leadership. Maximus may survive battles, but the weight of responsibility and the moral cost of war will shape him, perhaps irreversibly. And if Maximus falls, the consequences for the wasteland will be catastrophic, potentially tipping the balance in favor of the most ruthless factions. Meanwhile, the ghoul's journey in Colorado is shaping up to be the darkest, most harrowing path yet. He is no longer wandering the wasteland in search of vague hope. Every step he takes is filled with peril. The trailer hints that he will be hunted relentlessly, not just by raiders or mutants, but by factions like the Enclave, whose technology and strategies make them almost untouchable. His search for family drives him forward, but that same hope makes him vulnerable. Every ally he encounters could betray him, every path could lead to ambush, and every corner hides the potential for death. Unlike Maximus, whose battles are fought openly and heroically, the ghoul's journey feels isolating, psychologically crushing, and morally ambiguous. The trailer emphasizes his struggle not just with physical threats, but with the question of what he is willing to do to survive. Can hope remain a strength in a world that punishes sentiment? Or will it break him, transforming him into something unrecognizable? The ghoul's narrative is a powerful counterpoint to Maximus. One fights to uphold ideals and protect others, the other fights to cling to a flicker of humanity in a world designed to crush it. Both paths are fraught with danger, and the trailer carefully balances their stories to show that survival in Season 3 isn't guaranteed no matter the strategy, strength, or heart. The war itself is expanding across every corner of the wasteland, and the trailer does not hold back on showing the scale of conflict. The New California Republic is preparing for a massive clash with the Legion under Laura Leggett's ruthless control, while the Brotherhood of Steel mobilizes with technology and firepower that could turn the battlefield into a nightmare of destruction. The Enclave lurks behind the scenes, their plans cold, calculated, and lethal, aiming to destabilize factions without revealing themselves until it's too late. And Mr. House, always an unpredictable force, is carving his path. Through the chaos, focused on securing Vegas at all costs, the trailer makes it painfully clear that no faction is innocent. Each is willing to manipulate, betray, or destroy anyone in their way. There are no simple heroes, no easy victories, just the constant pressure of survival against forces that refuse to relent. Every conflict is measured, strategic, and devastating, turning towns, vaults, and open wasteland into arenas of fear, scarcity, and moral compromise. The trailer emphasizes that this war will not be scattered. It is organized, methodical, and unstoppable. Factions clash with purpose, and every civilian, survivor, or wandering character is at risk. This strategic brutality sets Season 3 apart, making it clear that the battles are not just about winning. They are about survival, power, and dominance, where even the slightest mistake could end lives, including those of our main characters. The stakes for Maximus and the ghoul intersect at moments of tension and uncertainty. Will Maximus be forced into direct conflict with allies, driven by strategy and necessity? Will the ghoul be pushed to moral extremes in his search for family? The trailer suggests both, showing sequences of chaos, ambush, and survival that leave no room for error. The wasteland has become a chessboard of blood and strategy, and the players are constantly shifting. Even minor characters could tip the scales, forcing our heroes into impossible choices. And yet, amidst the chaos, there are glimpses of resilience, small sparks of hope, acts of courage, and moments of human connection that remind us why survival is worth the cost. even when the world itself seems designed to crush hope. But those moments are fleeting, fragile, and immediately threatened by the brutality of the surrounding war. Season 3, as the trailer makes clear, is not a story of triumph. It's a story of endurance, of watching heroes struggle against overwhelming odds, and of understanding that in Fallout, survival always comes at a cost far greater than anyone anticipates. Finally, the trailer makes one undeniable statement. This is a world on the brink, where factions clash, alliances shatter, and survival demands everything. Maximus, the ghoul, Lucy, and every other character must navigate a wasteland that is more organized, more ruthless, and more terrifying than ever before. Death is constant, moral compromise is unavoidable, and hope is fragile. The trailer doesn't promise victories, it promises tension, consequence, and relentless stakes. Every scene suggests that Season 3 will push these characters to the edge of humanity, forcing them to confront the darkest truths about survival, loyalty, and what it truly means to fight in a world that no longer has mercy. The trailer makes it brutally clear. The vaults are no longer safe havens. Phase 2 has begun, and with it comes a level of cruelty that the wasteland has never seen before. Steph's rise to power is the central force driving this new era of oppression. She is no longer a distant threat lurking in the shadows. She is a dictator in every sense, commanding Vault Tech and wielding their technology to reshape human lives like pieces on a chessboard. Obedience is no longer optional, scarcity is a weapon, and punishment is absolute. The trailer emphasizes how she manipulates, pressures, and terrifies the Vault residents into submission, forcing them to question